What's that? Who there? Whoa.
When you thought about positioning Buffy and tackling the space the way you did, what was that unmet need or that secret insight that you guys had?
I think the secret insight, just building off what we were already talking about, was just that bedding products and brands communicate poorly. And there's a lot at Buffy that we try to do. Stepping back, there's a lot at Buffy that we try to do around innovating in terms of product or manufacturing, around particularly sustainability, but also comfort, use of materials, etc. Um, but what really drew me into the opportunity originally was just how inarticulate bedding brands are, particularly on the where 80% of it's sold, which is on the shelves of a place like Bed Bath and Beyond. Right? It is extremely difficult to distinguish one bedding brand from another, one product from another. The colors being used are almost all the same. The fonts, even the terminology and wording have a lot of overlap. And then I think the functional promises are not very clear. Is it supposed to make me sleep better, or is it just more firm and supportive? What is it? And then I think most importantly, bedding products are still and have mostly always been sold as a commodity, which is different. A commodity is very different than a product. And what I mean by that is, look, at the end of the day, Nike sells polyester shoes, polyester rubber, mostly shoes, right? Shoes, sneakers are a commodity. Anybody can make them. You can get them for a few dollars a pair if you wanted, right? But they're able to charge $120, $150, $200 because it's not just a commodity, because every one of those shoes is a vessel for the values that Nike stands for, right? And if you can sell values and sell a story and an identity, something that I want to pull into my life because it expresses something about me better than, well, that commodity pair of shoes over there, then you can get people to pay a lot more and really engage with it too. Right?
Yeah, and that's a powerful framework. And so when you think about for Buffy, when you guys were day 1, day 10, day 100 in the early days, what were those values that you were anchoring on? Because I watched a bunch of your interviews leading up to this, and you seem like one of the premier thinkers around brand building. And I think that answer you just gave is a testament to it. You deconstruct the power of values and vision and mission, and then build it back up. So for you in the Buffy story, what were the vision and values you were going towards, and how has that evolved over time?
Thank you. That was like the nicest thing anyone has ever had said to me, by the way. um, I don't know if I see it on that level, but it's I think a lot of it is actually sticking to the basics. I try to make things as simple as possible, I think. And when we started Buffy, we were like, hey, look, we have a comforter, right? Like, let's not try to talk to people like we're trying to introduce them to like a diamond ring from the moon or something, right? It's a comforter, right? And I think I spent a lot of time in particular interviewing a whole bunch of different demographics. This is very like just basic kind of business approach or consulting approach of like studying your customer, right? And I think, again, in the spirit of succinctness, simplicity, and clarity, I think I came down to like 10 different factors, like temperature regulation, like is it a natural material, so on and so forth. And then you have to challenge yourself to whittle that down to 3 things, which is very hard to cut down 7 things that you think might sell this product that you're actually really excited about selling, right? It's like, oh, I don't want to cut those things out of the story. They're a really big part of it, but you have to fight that instinct, right? You get it down to 3 things, and then you're like, even 3 things is a lot for the average person to take away. Now I have to pick 1 and stack it on top. And then what goes second in priority if people have more time, and then third, right? And I don't know how often, it was basically a Rubik cube in my head that I just played with the permutations of how we ordered those kind of key messages. And ultimately, when we started, it was the simplest one. It started with, this is the most comfortable thing you will ever find on earth. It is extremely easy to purchase it and shop for it. We gave people a free trial, right? And this is substantially more sustainable than what you are currently purchasing. And that was the kind of order we presented. And we spent a lot of time kind of just hashing that out.